Seems like more and more people are realizing that in a downturn, you can actually thrive instead of just survive. In general, you can make it towards two camps of people. One that say you should use existing wealth to pivot, like this.
So strong dollar, it buys you less and less and less and less until, frankly, it will buy you absolutely nothing. You better have gold. You better have silver.
And then there's another camp that says to use your existing skills to pivot online.
Hey, everybody, you have a key piece of knowledge that somebody else would pay a lot of money for.
Yeah.
But you have to turn it into a class.
Right.
I don't know if you use that word.
Class, workshop.
And then you have to
course.
Learn how to sell it.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
Now, Hollywood loves to make fun of like positive thinking, and they'll have all kinds of movies that really show this very well. Now, the exact opposite of this is to get the play-by-play of everything so that you know exactly what's going on.
The WEF, the World Economic Forum, a bunch of maniacs, no one elected, no one wants to hear from, but they have huge influence in all governments, infiltrated all cabinets, infiltrated all administrations. They're calling for the end of car ownership. This is nothing new, but it's new for the masses.
But then the end result of that is a feeling of isolation, fear, and loss of being able to do anything.
You know, you see these PSAs coming out from various states. You have bunkers being restored. You have this whole culture of duck and cover preparedness 2.0 emerging, unlike I've ever seen before.
Now, on the one hand, it might seem pretty practical to go and listen to all these videos that tell you what's going on. So you have your thumb on exactly the play-by-play so that you can basically do things and respond. Instead of saying, okay, I'm just going to resign to this, there's a lot of different people who are saying, okay, let's pivot. And whether you're pivoting, with existing wealth or your own skill set, regardless, it's taking and looking for opportunities. And it's not saying, I have rose-colored glasses and I always see the opportunity in everything. But if you do have a certain bent to try at least to see some opportunity, then you're more apt to see it than not. So having these mini courses not only gets you used to things, but also gets you to see the opportunity and challenges themselves, like the one they have right now, the Time to Thrive Challenge, which isn't for everybody. I mean, truthfully, it's got a lot of marketing to it that will turn some people off. But I think within that, there's a lot of information on practical steps you can take to basically create a situation where you can learn to pivot online. And a lot of people say that's unrealistic because all you're trying to do is just jump on the bandwagon and let's say make a course about creating courses and stuff like that. But there's a lot of practical elements from the skills that you have in your past or from your workplace. And if you look at pivoting them, it works really well. It works really well, and it's all about just taking practical steps to put it out there and learn from the loop of having an online offer or course. And the small like bite-sized things like a 5-day challenge or a mini course makes that much more attainable, both for your audience and also for you. And it's not necessarily taking advantage as much as it is helping people. And one of the exercises you can do is basically go back to your ikigai, which I've got a video right here on, understanding your ikigai. And sometimes, you've got a bunch of obstacles to that. A lot of that is feeling, worthwhile and having value for a course and getting through the tech. So there's a lot of obstacles that might get in the way. And when you have an ikigai, a reason for doing it that's beyond just like, let's say, making money, but it ties into like family, friends, community, and a larger spiritual aspect as well. When you have that ikigai, it'll pull you through all that. And so going through that exercise really is helpful. Also going to Amazon, take the skill sets that you've had in your employment or some of the experiences you've had and write down what skills are that those are about. You can roughly write all those down, as many as you can think of, and then go to Amazon and basically search. It'll take you a little bit of time to understand the popular words that are used for the particular skill sets you might have. But if you go along a little bit, you'll find different books that kind of mirror what you could do. And when you see the books, you'll realize, and there's also online courses you can say, you get the word, the keyword for your particular skill and say, online course, and you'll see some online courses. Well, that reinforces the idea that people are actually out there, putting the information out there, it's benefiting other people, and they're actually making money at it. So it reinforces that idea. The trick is then to understand that, not get overwhelmed by the technology and all that, but instead making small steps that get you to where you want to go. So you're in there in Amazon, and you can read like the 5-star reviews and the 1-star reviews, so you can kind of see what's working and what isn't. And slowly over time, the more that you do this, you'll kind of spark different ideas on what you could do, and you can kind of get excited about it if you get into other groups that are doing an online course, and through that exchange, other people can kind of give you inspiration, but you can also see what they're doing and get inspiration. And a lot of people say, well, it's way too crowded, I could never do that. But if you look, yes, it is crowded out there, but you only need like a small amount of people. And I'm going to be doing another video next, so be sure to subscribe if you are interested in that. But it'll show you how many people you actually need, and it's not that many. And you can actually make a difference with these people, but also it'll support you, so you can feel your journey, your ikigai, and whatever it might be. So pivoting online is huge opportunity. And instead of being like ashamed of it or thinking that you don't have anything, it's exploring that and really taking small steps and growing that. And so if you take the Time to Thrive Challenge or anything like that, I think that it can do a lot of good. And rather than allowing the hyper marketing that they have to overshadow some of the different ideas and techniques that you can practically use, just go in there and kind of filter out some of that and use what they give you. And the key is to learn something that they mention, and then just practically do it right away. Such as going to Amazon, like I said. If you do that right away and just put it in the back of your head, don't get overwhelmed by all of what they're doing or compare yourself to the author or to the online course creator. Instead, just go, okay, well, that has potential. This person did it, and people are responding to it, so it definitely has potential. And one of the biggest things, I think, is not only the skill sets you have, but the take you have on your personality and your spin on things really identifies with different people. So even though someone else might have the same skill set, they're not going to reach the same people that you do. And again, you only need a small amount of people for this to work, which is really cool. This is a time to thrive, to take the opportunities, prepare yourself for different things, but then take that energy away from watching all the news and getting so drawn into that, and say, okay, I'll touch base every once in a while. But then you work on these pivots, and the pivots are awesome, and they can really take off. Not all of them are going to be successful. It's keeping at it and then seeing where it actually can work. So if you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a like. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.